Welcome to another edition of Dizzarian Plays MMOs. Today I'm in Lord of the Rings Online on my level 45 Minstrel. Today we are going to do something a little bit different. Well, not too much different. I mean, it is Lord of the Rings Online after all. But I have moved my character up to level 45 by doing some stuff in Forshul. And I wanted to, since I'm now level 45, I really want to get my legendary weapon started. You need this to progress into the content. To get into Moria, you're going to need your legendary weapon, and you kind of need it leveled a little bit because once we get in there, the mobs are going to be much harder. You could start this quest at level 45. It's actually, we finished up all of, well, we haven't actually finished up, but I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next epic. So this would be, so basically we're ending the end of the old content, and now we're going to start into Moria, which is the new content. And there'll be a point in here where it says like, hey, we are moving the party, meaning Frodo's party, into this area. So you won't be able to do that stuff if you have anything that you need to do previous to that. If you have any of those old books that you want to finish up, you need to get those done before you do this. But from everything I've read, and I've done this before, but it seems like everybody suggests you kind of do this at 45. That way you can have your legendary weapon ready to go. And we'll talk more about what legendary weapons are and stuff if you don't know what that is. It's a really cool thing that doesn't exist in other games, so it's kind of neat that it is here. So where I'm at, I've moved on to Eregan. I'm not for sure actually how to say this one, Eregan, something like that, but it is where the walls of Moria are. You can see here we can go to Moria, the walls of Moria, and I'm right here at Ekad Dunan, and you can see that you can't get into this area. If I try to go here, it says you do not have the corresponding quest. Well, the corresponding quest is just right here with Rathwald. And so let's
we will reclaim the lost halls of
You can see it's level 50, so it's going to be dark red, which means I probably shouldn't be doing it. But I've looked through the quest. It doesn't look like there's anything too difficult to do in it, so we should be able to finish this up even as level 45. And during this quest, we will get our legendary weapon. What brings you to this place, traveler? An expedition of my folk have come to Holland to see our kinsman Balin with the vastness of Khazak Doom, but I deem this has naught to do with your affairs. Still, our Lord Bazi and Broger have recommended that we accept whatever help is offered to us in this matter. Did they mean outsiders? I wonder. If you truly wish to aid the dwarves in reclaiming the halls of their fathers, speak with Tolk on the other side of this archway. We have not heard from Balin in many years, and many may find the great halls of Khazak Doom empty or full of danger. So we're gonna now should be able to go in here and talk to Tolk. All right, and so you can see that the map has really changed a lot. If you're very familiar with the books, this is very famous stuff that we're about to get into. This is the epitome of Lord of the Rings, in my opinion. We can see the lake here and everything else. It's going to this is really cool. This is some of my favorite content in the game. For a lot of people, it's the favorite content of the game. So it's just really, I've really been looking forward to this, looking forward to getting to Moria. I've really kind of been pushing it just to get into this content. So let's talk to Tolk.
Khazak Doom has long been lost to us, but we will reclaim it!
Welcome to Holland, Dizing. We have followed our Lord Bazi and Bruger here with the purpose of reclaiming the mines of Moria, lost to us for many long years. If you are willing to aid us in the venture, we will be grateful for as long as the mountains stand above the halls of our fathers. Know this, though, Khazak Doom was long ago taken from the dwarves by violence and slaughter, and has remained devoid of our kind throughout the long years. Balin led an earlier expedition to reclaim the great city, but there has been no word from him for many a year. We do not know what he may find within the mines of Moria.
The spies of our enemies are everywhere.
Chapter 2, Along the Saranen. We have not been here long before it became clear that some power was keeping a watchful gaze on Holland. Filthy carabin have appeared in great numbers, spying on our efforts and troubling the workers. I do not know what purpose news of our efforts may be put, but their presence has made Bazi uneasy, and that is enough for me. To the south, you will see where the Sherinan once flowed, but it has dried up and the stream bed is now empty. Walk along the banks, defeating any of the spying carabin you see there, and bring me their talons. We can put those vile birds' claws to various uses. More importantly, though, you will be hindering whatever fell plan masters of these spies may be brewing for my kinsmen. Okay. So we're going to be... I can see it's all along the area. We're just going to be looking for some of these birds. Like this one. You can see. Do I not have my names on? Names are on now. And we can see that they contain everything we need. Now, these are level 50, but we should be able to do this. As long as they don't resist me too much, it shouldn't be that big of a deal. See, they are resisting me a lot, but I'm getting enough in, and I'll be able to heal up enough to get this. So it's not going to be out of my reach at level 45. There's not a lot of killing quest along this book, and I'll just show you too as we're killing some things. See, now we're on our Epic Volume 2. Before it was all Volume 1. I don't know how many volumes there are now. That's how they decided to do it. We're going to be Volume 2, so it's like another book entirely, another volume of books. And this is kind of the prelude to all of that. Book 1. All right. And I just need a couple of more of those. So let me kill those, and we'll go back and talk to what was his name? T something. Tolk. Tolk, that's his name. All right, Tolk.
Thank you for this, my friend.
Not only for the talons, but for defeating the agents of whatever power believes that the dwarves have no business here in Holland or in Kazakh Doom.
The
Book
dwarves
3,
will prevail.
Bazi the Dwarfs. I've written a report for you to bring to Bosny. Show him this document. He will determine how best to utilize your assistance. You will find Bosny near the wagons, beyond the rocky outcropping to the southeast. Just follow the road as it bends around the outcropping and turns northeast. And we are heading just around the bend there. Take a look at the valley here of Holland. I think that's what he said. I mean, that's what they're calling this place. It's the walls of Moria, but they're calling it Holland. Kind of like Holler. Alright. Alright, as we get in here, we can see there's a little expedition of some sort here. They've got their little wagons with nothing towing them.
Thank you for this report, and welcome to Holin.
Thank you for bringing me this, and also for your efforts on your behalf. Our work here has been going more slowly than we expected. My cousin Brugger and I determined to see Balin within the Moria some months ago, but it took many weeks to assemble an expedition of dwarves willing to accompany us. We chose a roundabout way over the mountains so as to speak with Lord Gloin, a close friend of our father's, about Kazakh Doom. His words were grim. I do not think he believes that our expedition will succeed. It has been too long without word, he said to us, for Balin soon son of Fundin and to live still within the mines. I am beginning to perceive the likelihood of his warning.
The Holin gate is blocked with rubble, and my dwarves work to clear it.
Chapter 4, Outside the Gate. When we have arrived at the Holland Gate some days ago, we found the doors of Durin sealed by rubble and debris. Our road seems poorly chosen now. I wonder if Dimril Gate on the eastern side of the mountain is open. Dwarves of our expedition have been working to unearth the gate, but it is lean and hungry work. Bring them these lunches so that they may harbor strength for our labor ahead. Travel north to the slopes beyond the rocky walls, and you will find the workers resting along the edge of the path to Holland Gate. There are more along the edge to the waters before the doors. Speak with War at the gate when you have done this. Okay. And he will have further tasks for you. Okay, so we're going to just deliver some lunches. We could do this.
We can only hope that Durin's Bane sleeps deeply.
Yeah, we're not going to do that right now. I'm going to be mainly just focused on the actual quest for now. So let's do that. Where are these guys? Oh, we got to go up and around. this way. Yeah, because the other path just kind of leads straight into the lake, and this is kind of another path. We got the expedition guard, got more these things, so we can see it's not bad. It's still just craven everywhere. There's not even like mobs that are going to give us a problem here. We're getting close. Here we are. Here's Brugger.
4 of my best dwarves have gone missing.
Oh, that's just another quest. And he wants us to find the dwarves that entered the Brackwater. Can only be completed before the expedition of Enter Moria. I'm going to go ahead and accept it. I don't know if I'm actually going to do that with a camera here, but...
The time has come to drive forth the orcs from our kingdom.
Thank you for this. I was afraid I might waste away without something to eat soon. Well, we'll have unearthed Holland Gate before too long, but it's not easy work. We work in shifts in order to get the job done as efficiently as possible. Because dwarves are efficient.
These halls will be great once more.
Thank you for this lunch. My stomach was just beginning to grumble. My kinsmen are wondering what it is we'll find within Khazak Doom. Lord Balin alive and well? Great riches of Mithril? Countless orcs and goblins? I suppose we'll see, but I'm hoping for the Mithril. Ooh, and that's another
If we are
quest.
to find Mithril in
There,
Khazak
we're
Doom,
doing that.
we will first have to deal with the orcs.
I'm going to turn this one off and just focus on that. Turn that one off and force. Okay. So that way my map works correctly and I don't see other things guiding me in the wrong direction.
The shadow of Mordor will not long fill the halls of Khazad-dûm.
This lunch will be just the thing to refresh me after a long labor, and I thank you for it. We would not have followed just anyone here to Holland, and the darkness of Khazak Doom. Lord Bosny and Berger are young, true, but they are stout of heart, and their fathers earned great renown as part of Thorin's company. This could be our chance to achieve glory of the same kind. Oh, so we get a little closer, we can start to see the bracken water. So this is the Black Pool.
The shadow of Mordor will not long fill the halls of Khazad-dûm.
Thank you for this lunch. I will eat it in a moment. There's something about the lake I do not like, but I cannot figure out what it is. It makes me uneasy. Yes, it should make you uneasy. So now we need to go... We're still going around the lake, because the actual door is, like, back in there. You can see up in the hall. Does look like a very nasty lake, doesn't it? And we know there is evil that lurks within.
These halls will be great once more.
You are truly courageous to help us, and have not yet had not hurt the tale of Durin's Bane. At any rate, you have my thanks. This guy needs to stop throwing crap into the water. It's bad news. Some workers.
May Durin return soon to his halls.
Prepared lunch. Lord Bosny is doing fine job keeping us fed and rested. We will repay both him and Lord Brugger for all of our strength and be through the rebel in no time. What will we find beyond the gate? I wonder.
The shadow of Mordor will
have my
not
thanks
long
for the
fill
lunch,
the halls of Khazad-dûm.
But I will have to eat it when my shift is done. We'll be through this rubble in no time. 'Tis odd, though. My pick tells me that this debris hasn't yet settled. I'd wager a wagon full of Moria silver that this collapse happened recently. Alright, and then we'll talk to War to tell him we delivered lunches.
We are running low on pickaxes. They break too easily.
You've come just at the right time, Dizig. We're really going through the pickaxes up here, and if we break any more, it will hinder our progress in digging out Holland Gate. Bring these broken pickaxes back to Lord Bosny and tell him that we'll need some replacements quickly if we continue to make good progress. You will find him near the bank of the Shrunnan, south of the winding road that ends here at the gate. Really? Where's that exactly? Way over here. So I don't think I need to be going across the lake, or that I can. So I have to go all the way back around. Okay, so I'm back at Bazi, and let's see what he says.
We have gone through so many pickaxes already.
I see. These pickaxes are broken, which means that unless we can get replacements to war, all the work on excavation hall and gate will be suspended. We have to do something about this, and quickly.
We will need both branches and stones to repair these pickaxes.
Handing out... Oh, Chapter 5. Handling the situation. We had no way of knowing the gate would be in this state, and didn't think to bring extra pickaxes with us. Still, this area has many stout trees, which should provide ample strong branches, perfect for pick handles. We'll sharpen the metal heads ourselves and attach them to the new handles. I sent my son Bori to collect stones upon which we could sharpen our axes, but he has yet to bring me any. Gather branches from the base of the trees and help my son collect sufficient sharp stones and return to me when you have done this. Bori is probably wasting time with his friends Boren at the stairs of the east here. Those two are more for spinning of tales than they do working. Okay. So, so it looks like just all over maybe? Let's go look. See, there's a thick branch. So it's just going to be near trees. But we're also going to go here, which is to talk to his son, as we collect some branches along the way. Such a menial task. But here he is. Bori.
Imagine the adventure that awaits us within Khazad-dûm.
Hello, Disney. Did father send you to oversee on the charge he gave me? To tell the truth, it hasn't been going very well. I was supposed to find suitable stones for sharpening the pickaxes for the workers at Holland Gate, and I did find 2 of them, but then I got a little distracted. My friend Broyne and I have been discussing the treasures we might find within Moria, you see, and I lost track of time. I'll give you these 2 stones I already found, if you would like. Find the rest of them for me, and I won't forget it. I had some luck looking along the dry bed of the Shiranen, but not every stone there is suitably sharp. Okay. So, he wants us to go down, get these stones, because he's too lazy. Maybe we're going to get attacked by Kraben when we do. Come on, die. Resist. Yeah, that's the problem with doing higher level content. It's not that you can't out-damage them, it's that you can't hit them at all. See, like a lot of this stuff that's deflected. So it's just takes a lot longer because they don't take as much actual hits. Alright, so I'm going to be collecting these stones and branches, and we'll be done soon. Alright, so I got the stones, I got the sticks. I'm going to bring the stones back to Bori.
These stones are just what I need, and I thank you for them.
These stones are just what my father wanted me to collect, and I will surely sharpen our pickaxes to find points indeed. Broyne and I cannot wait to get into Moria proper. That is where the real glory awaits. I do not mean to look down upon the work everyone is doing out here, but the real adventure is waiting in the depths. Danger unmeasured. I'll not doubt, but the treasure in equal score and honor and renown. You have my thanks for assistance. And then we've aided him, so we're going to head back over here, turn in the sticks so they can have proper pickaxes.
As always, you have been a great help to the dwarves.
It is very important that we had... That was a great voice. Branches needed to repair the pickaxes. How else can we remove the rubble that blocks the doors of Durin?
Very good. We will start repairing the pickaxes right away.
Okay. And, wow, it's quite an item. So we'll take that.
Bori is a good boy and will grow into a fine dwarf.
Chapter 6, Cousin Broger. Bori is a good lad, and will grow into a fine dwarf. I reckon his preference for tail spinning over hard work will pass in time. My cousin Broger and I were no different when we were his age. I will take some time to fashion pickaxes from the materials you have delivered. While my dwarves are working on that, I ask you lend your aid to Broger. If you truly wish to assist the dwarves, not a moment shall be idly spent. You will find my cousin north of here, somewhere along the road in the wine of Holland Gate. He is gruff, even for his line, but will welcome your help. Okay, so we're going to go up and talk to Brugger. Okay, so let's see what Brugger has to say.
What do you want? I'm very busy with my work.
What did you say your name was? Dzing. You call that a name? Not really. You'll have to make yourself especially useful if you expect to live that down.
Some madness has taken the worst of this place.
Chapter 7, Wolf Voices on the Wind. Some madness has seized the wolves of this area, driving the creatures into blind fury. They are far more aggressive than is usual for their kind, and I fear they may attack our expedition before long. Can you hear their shuddering voices on the wind? I sent my son Broin to challenge these beasts of the shadow, but he was not returned. He is probably wasting time with my cousin's boy, wagging their tongue by the stairway yonder. Return to Shrena's dry riverbed and climb the opposite bank whence they fell clamor comes. There is a cave, Filgongan, in the far southwest there. It could be that you will find some explanation for the creature's wrath within the cave. I fear you must help my son with his task, for he has not yet spoken with me about the successful completion. Talk to my cousin Bozzy when you have finished. Okay. So I was going to say it's going to be back down there where they were yapping and not doing their jobs. Here we come, next to the stairs that he was talking about. Bruin.
The glorious tale of Bruin the Mighty. That's
Bruin
what
the
they call it.
Mighty! You're the traveler who helped Bori with gathering those stones, aren't you? I thought so. I have an eye for your... you were standing right here next to you, dude. I have an eye for faces that never forget the name, especially one belonging to an adventurer. Of course, the more dangerous the deeds you accomplish, the more memorable you'll be. That's what I'm hoping to do, you know. Once we get inside Khazad-dûm, Bori and I will become great heroes, and stories of our adventures will be told all over the land. Years from now, the glorious tale of Broin and the mighty could inspire young dwarves just as the songs of Durin and Thor and Oakenshield inspired Bori and me today. If you would like to help me with my task the father gave me, though, I wouldn't turn it down. There are shadow wargs to the south, across the bed of the dried-up Shrenan. Defeat some of these beasts for me if you would. I've already slain one of them, but that's not really enough. May good fortune be with you, my friend. Wow. Delusions of grandeur, but nothing, but no execution. He did one. That's a hero, right? I did one and then decided somebody else should do it. So there's the warg. He looks ominous. But he is actually dying, so that's good. So that was one. Did take a little bit of time. Do need a little bit of health. So we just need 3 of these. That's not too bad. Okay, let's tell him we did it.
Is it in me to do great deeds?
You have returned. And in victory over the Shadow Wargs, you truly are an adventurer of great worth, aren't you not? In all honesty, my battle with the Shadow Warg wasn't exactly worthy of song. I was too frightened to do more than survive. I guess I'm not much of a hero. It is in me. Is it in me to do great deeds? Will there ever be a song sung about me, or will my name be forgotten? You are most kind, Dzing. I hope I will soon have a chance to prove myself, as you have done. Yes, 5%. introspection. So we need to find the cause, which it looks like it's over here in the corner. So we're going to actually do a little bit of traveling on the other side of the Sharonan here. Kind of go down the stream and see what we can find. Okay, so I've kind of gotten to the end of the valley here, and we can see there's some kind of cave here. As he was talking, there's a burned wolf corpse. It's furred, charred. Okay, so we need to talk to Osney, tell him what we found here, why there's some kind of burned corpse. Okay, let's tell Bozy what we found.
Oh, someone or something has put the fear of fire in these wolves.
You say they found a burned wolf corpse on the other side of Shranan? I do not have an answer to this mystery. While you were helping my cousin, the new pickaxes were finished. They were very high quality and will surely be a great help to the Holland Gate. Let me get a Broin's ring, which, yeah, we're going to get really good gear here very soon. Got my hammer shields on that. That's probably the right thing.
It is time, friend. Khazad-dûm awaits.
Chapter 8, Before the Doors of Durin. Let me know when you are ready, Dizing, and we will walk together to the doors of Durin. With these newly repaired pickaxes, our dwarves will soon clear the way into Moria. So, here's what I was talking about. This is the point where you're going to push the fellowship forward. It says, once you complete this chapter, the expedition will move into Moria, and any expedition quests that remain in your quest log will be canceled. If you have any expedition quests underway, you should complete them now, as those quests will no longer be available after this chapter is completed. So they're just trying to make sure that you keep your timeline the way you want it, and make sure you're giving you plenty of warning that, hey, if you're enjoying the quest lines and you want to do some of those previous books and stuff, you need to do them now. But we're going to move on because I'm ready to move on. Talk to Bazi and travel to the doors of Durin. Let's accept that. And let's...
I have need of your great
now.
skill.
I'm ready to leave. Let me know when you shall walk together to the doors of Durin.
Long have Durin's folk desired to look upon the halls of Moria once again, to reclaim their birthright from the goblins and orcs who now dwell there. Has that time now come? Not even I can foresee their fate.
So, let's talk to Bozy. We will stop at the outpost here for a moment before continuing on to the gates. We will need to establish a camp once we are inside the mines, and I want to ensure that everything is prepared. You still have the pickaxes, yes? Good. Follow me. Well, at least he's going to run. I can get off my horse. After all, the Holland Gate will soon be open. Hail, my fellows. How goes your work? Greetings, Lord Bazi. We have been doing our best to support the effort, but 'tis the wolves. We have heard them howling for the past few days, and it is unnerving. I will take more than wolves to keep us from Khazad-dûm. You are right, my lord. I do not hear them now. Perhaps they will leave us in peace. It is quiet, isn't it? What do you think? I don't like this, Dizing. Something is wrong. The air is still and quiet. Because the shadow wolves, wargs, approach. That is not the last of them. Do not rest yet, friends. Fight on, fight on. This must be the leader. Slay him, or we will not survive this night. Zuzor. Zuzor. Yeah, big ugly. Take a screenshot. Yeah, that was awesome. Oh, I gotta kill. Pay attention to what I'm doing here. Wow. Actually, that was kind of close. We are victorious. Nothing can stand against the dwarves when roused to anger. You go ahead on Dzing and bring those pickaxes to war in the at the Holland Gate. I will catch up to you later. So do I go on this way? Is that what he means? Hopefully. So we know the Holland Gate's over there. It still looks like we're in the instance. So I'm just going to keep going. Yes, he is here. Let's see. Very good. These pickaxes look to be in good shape and will be a great asset when finished and nearing the last of the rubble. You can leave them in that crate to the south here, right next to Lord Bruger. Pickaxe crate. Good, Dzing. I want to talk to you. Who is this? Bruger. Okay. Those pickaxes will be great help, Dzing. Even if you took your time bringing them here, our workers are almost through the rubble already. Don't worry about that. What's done is done. I'm more concerned with this pool. There's something about it I don't like. It makes me feel uneasy. Some of my dwarves have been casting stones into the water, and I'll appreciate it if you could get them to stop. It makes me nervous. Tell those fellow dwarves to not disturb the water. It makes me nervous. Well, it makes me nervous too. Don't they know better? Quit disturbing the water. Especially you, man, Rooker. Hey, cut it out, man. Did not mean any harm to Dzing. I will leave the water alone. We can't see where these other guys are, but I assume it's down here. Yeah. Cut it out, man. To tell you the truth, this pool makes me nervous too. I will leave it alone. Even you, Bori. Cut it out, man. I'm sorry, Dzing. I'm just so bored of this, waiting around. Dr. Bruger. Okay, Bruger. Very good, Dzing. I appreciate your help. I understand that many of my dwarves are restless, but there's just something about the water I don't like. I will be relieved when the workers have finished removing the rubble from in front of the gate and we can leave this unpleasant shore. There you are, Bozzy. How goes the work, friends? You have been a great help to us in our work here in Holland, Dzing, and I know that you will be a great boon once we are inside Khazad-dûm proper. I would hereby be honored if you would bear a pickaxe and help us clear the way of the remainder of the rubble that blocks the doors of Durin. This is a historic opportunity, friend minstrel, and it is my joy to offer it to you in return for many services you have given us already. Yeah, getting to do work. That's an awesome honor. Dwarves. Dwarves have a weird sense of honor. I remove the rattle. Wait for the dwarves to arrive. My friends and kinsmen, we have dreamed of the great halls of Khazad-dûm for many years. Tonight will be ours again. Dzing, what is it? Is something wrong? I don't know. You're the one waiting around. You say you saw something stir in the water? What was it? I didn't see anything now. Are you sure you didn't imagine it? Oh. Stay on your guard, good dwarves. Did you see anything? Take a screenshot. Ooh, this is new. I see something, Lord Bazi. Take a screenshot. Like where they do this panning thing. They haven't done that before this epic. The water looks so still. So this must have been a new mechanic they did. I guess it was nothing. Let us enter the mines. Rejoice, doors of my company. Cosmic doom awaits. Whoa! Hello. Broin, my son. Oh. Dizzying, get back to the outpost. Bring help. Wow, look at that. Take screenshot. Take screenshot. That's awesome. Return to the small outpost and get help. So they are having problems. It's just getting them everywhere. Oh, it's getting me. Are you attacking it? Oh, I stopped getting attack. I still can't get on my horse. It says I'm still in combat. Ah! So you're like, I'm actually oh, can't damage it. I'm out. I'm out. Run for it. Says I'm still in combat. I'm staying well away from the water. Alright, I'm going to pause until I see something interesting. Dazing, what's happening? We heard shouting. We're beset by some enemy. One enemy or many, I do not know. Broin, my son, got taken. Did you see how the flesh of that creature deflected our blows, Dazing? Yeah, I noticed. We need more than ordinary weapon if we wish to stand against the Watcher of the Black Pool. It waited in the depths, watching as we strove to open the doors, and struck just as we were most vulnerable. Curse its foul hide for taking Broin, and many other fine dwarves besides. They will be avenged, but for now we must retreat. We cannot hope to enter the doors while it lurks before them. We must retreat with what survivors remain. We will return to visit our vengeance upon the Watcher in the Black Pool. Okay, so we're back out front at Wrathwall. That's where it dropped us.
How can we hope to stand against that monster?
We are in full retreat, Dazing. The beast of the pool is too much for our meager weapons. If only we had some relic of the old days, we might stand a chance against the creatures. The weapons of our fathers were of a stronger, keener make, their craft forgotten. Today's forge skill is lesser. A cache of weapons was discovered in one of the caves near here shortly after we arrived. Perhaps one of those will stand worthy as a bane to this monster. Okay, so we're going to get... Ooh, very nice weapon there. Yeah, I think I have to take that unless this robe is so much better. Oh my gosh, it is. Yeah, I think I'm going to take the robe because we're going to get a new weapon very soon with this legendary weapon stuff. So that's, yeah, much more. We'll struggle through.
Perhaps there is still hope.
Chapter 9, A Weapon of the Elder Days. We dare not approach our old camp until we find some way to defeat the creature in the Black Pool. I cannot let you pass. A number of dwarves of our expedition are resting at Ekadunnan, just to the west. Speak to Hundi there. He was instrumental in uncovering the cache of weapons of which I spoke. You can see we're actually going to get one of them when we complete this. So he's just right up here. I haven't bought this region, so it looks like everything is locked up except for Hundi.
What do you need?
Brathwall is right, my friend. Without a truly magnificent weapon forged at the ways of old, we cannot hope to so much as score the flesh of that ancient creature. But relics of the past sometimes turn up when you least expect them. My friends and I have found a cache of ancient weapons not long after the Iron Garrison came to this place. Select one of these weapons, and it may be that your choice will help us clear the way into the moray of that terrible creature. Take 2 these settings, for I know of one who can help you understand their uses and those of other relics as well. Okay, so they're going to explain all of this to us, so I'm not going to go through it a lot. We just need to kind of decide for a minstrel here. Now, because if you're going through this, you're going to have different choice of weapons. But for me, I get a choice of a minstrel sword, sword of the Third Age, a mace of the Third Age, which reduces movement on people. This one just has a parry chance. This one is a club that reduces the attack speed. And this one has an auto attack critical hit chance, which is pretty nice too. I don't know if I want the parry chance so I take less damage, or if I want critical chance so I kill faster, because it's going to be one of these two. I'm kind of enjoying just the regular sword, so I think I'm going to go ahead and just take a sword.
Will you stay and speak with me a moment?
Okay, we're gonna read this too as well, so I'll come to that here in a second. Because I want this episode to be also like how to get your legendary weapon and what they are. So it's going to be a longer episode, and we're going to go through a lot. Weapons of this make may have long and storied history to Zing, and its tail grows with ever felling of evil foes. The more servants of evil this weapon cuts down, the more deadly it becomes. Only a skillful few can read the tale of a weapon from its craftsmanship. I send you to one who can further aid you, the dwarf of Wafi in Thorin's Hall in the distant land of Arid Luin. Seek out Wafi by the great fires of the forging halls of Thorin Hall. He can assist you in finding one who has some skill in reading the lineage and power of a weapon such as this. So you can see we're going to get to choose a couple of things here, and we'll go through that. Let's talk about, and this is Chapter 10, Legendary Item, Relics, and Deconstruction. Relics can be obtained either from out in the world or by deconstructing a legendary item. If you open up your legendary item panel, you can add relics to your legendary item by inserting them into the matching slots in the weapon. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's see if we can anyway. You need to complete Book 2, Chapter 1 before we actually get Chapter 10. So we need to actually go further before we actually unlock that. Like, it's going to be here in a second. But anyway, you have these weapons, these items, and we're going to find others that aren't for our class or whatever. And you can break those down, and they're going to turn into like little things that you can slot into your legendary weapon. So you can really customize this weapon to be something completely different from anybody else that they have. And you can level them up, do all sorts of crazy things with them. Let's see. There are 4 types of relics: settings, gems, runes, and crafted. In the legendary item panel, you can choose which type you are looking at by clicking on the appropriate tab in the relic section of the panel. Select the relics you want to add and slot it by right-clicking the relic, clicking the slot button, or dragging it into the appropriate slot. Once a relic is slotted, you cannot remove it without a scroll of removal. If you slot over an existing relic, it is gone forever. When you deconstruct a legendary item, you should see a collection of relics that you have attained, and depending on the level of the legendary item, you have deconstructed potentially a heritage rune that can be used to carry over some of the item's experience to the new item and or crafting components. So there's just like all sorts of mechanics with this, and it's going to take you a while to get used to it, and even I'm not used to it, even though I've done many of them. Congratulations, you have obtained your first legendary item. In order to equip this item, you must first have identified it by the Forge Master, which is why we're going to go visit him now. When you do identify it, the item's hidden potential will be revealed. If you start using the weapon, it will earn levels and legendary points you can use to further improve its legacies. So, we need to go talk to Wafi, and he's in Thorin's Hall. So we're going to have to take a trip. I think I'll just go to Bree and take a horse there. Okay, so I've made it to Thorn's Hall, and I'm in the right-hand side where they have the forges and everything else. And here's Waffy. Let's see what he has to
What
say.
do you want?
You've come a long way to be here, Dzing. What business could bring a doughty minstrel such as yourself all the way from Holland to Thorn's Hall? Waffy looks at the weapon and whistles his astonishment. This is a relic of the old days, to be sure. I fear I cannot identify the lineage and strengths of this weapon for you. It is ancient beyond my reckoning, learned though I may be in these matters. However, my kinsman Rosier of the Forge Master will surely have more to say than I, for his knowledge is vast and exceeds my own. Show him the weapon, and he will give you an assessment of its strength and potential. Now it says that legendary items must be identified by a Forge Master before they can be used. This process reveals the certain strengths that the weapon may have. And here he is, the Forge Master. So we're gonna start seeing these throughout the game now. There'll be at most camps, especially once we get into Moria, where they have a Forge Master and a Relic Master. So let's talk to the Forge Master.
Well met, friend.
And we can see we have our legendary item here ready to be identified. We can't do anything else. We can identify it. So it does have a cost associated with it. Just 5 silver. What is get items? More identified items? What is that? I didn't know you could do that. Let's see what they are. No, maybe we can't. Anyway, let's identify this item. So, let's read this little text over here first. You have successfully identified your first legendary item. You can now add this weapon to your legendary item panel by equipping it or by opening the panel with Shift-I and adding it directly to the slot you wish. As long as the item is equipped, it will accrue experience when you kill monsters and when you complete quests with item experience awards. Okay, so we can see that the item's legacies have been revealed. This is the Minstrel Sword of the Third Age, and it has a minus 1% healing skill induction time, plus 2% piercing cry damage, and Call of the Orm and Irindale damage. And you can see these are all rank 1, because each of these little skills, so to say, or talents on this legacy, you can, or on this item, you can increase as you increase its level, just like you do. So your weapon has a level and talents and skills just like you do, and you can create a very unique item. So let's close that. We cannot reforge yet, but we can do Shift-I. It's still not letting me, dummy. It says we need to equip it. So let's do that. Right-clicked and equipped it. Can I do it now? Aha! There it is. And you can see we've got legendary items, and I've only have one equipped, and it's in this slot. And we can actually track it, and it's going to put a little. You can hit Control / to open up this UI that allows you to move things around. I'm going to move this kind of down a little ways, or maybe I'll just put it up there. But we can see that it now has an experience bar just like we do, and it's level 1, and we can see that it has these different things that we learned from identifying it, and then the different settings. So you got settings, gems, ruins, and crafting. We only have settings right now. This is a might, so you can see that if we slot this, then we would get plus 15 might, 404 physical mastery and technical mastery, morale, power, and physical mastery. So we'll need to decide which one to do there. So I think I'm going to take will and physical tactical mastery. I think those affect me the most. So I'm going to go ahead and slot that. Are you sure you want to slot the relic? Any relic currently in the slot will be destroyed. Yes. This item can't accept relics at this time. Okay. Let's talk to Waffy and see what he says.
What
Incredible
do you need?
Dzing. This weapon is truly mighty. and you are fortunate to have come in possession of such a thing. However, it is not strong enough to stand against the creatures of which you speak. 1,000 curses of its foul hide for keeping the dwarves from Moria. I see that you have a number of relics. You should apply one of them to your weapon to further customize its abilities. Once you have done so, speak to me again. There are 4 different types of relics that you can slot from the legendary items, settings, gems, runics, crafted. A weapon can have one of each type slotted at any given time. So that's the reason we couldn't slot it yet. It wants us to do it now. Slot. Yes. There we go. We can see that it's put up here. So each one of these slots, is corresponding to these. And now we have will and physical mastery. So if we look at this, we can see the different stats down there in the bottom right-hand corner. You can see that it does 54 to 90 common damage, 38 damage per second. It's got a tactical damage rating plus parry chance. That's these right here, these items that are on it. Then it's... Oh, no, wait. That's just the normal item thing. The legacies is the next slot. That's these. And we can see what it's adding to those. The plus 2% to piercing cry and all of that. And then the setting, which is also adding will and physical mastery rating. So you can see already how this is just ballooning up into an amazing weapon. In fact, if we compare it to what this new weapon that we had, or the one we were using, we can see it's already far and away better than anything that we can find just normal looting and questing. So these are very substantial and very needed to progress into the content. So let's close that down.
What do you want?
A good choice, Dizing. You will acquire more relics as you adventure and should feel free to customize your weapon with appropriate relic for each situation. This weapon is still not strong enough to defeat the Watcher of the Water, friend Minstrel, but it might become so. I will tell you how this might be. So he's going to give us these ruins now and some titles, which I'll show you those. Oh, must select one. Drowned Kingdom. That's Duke Guardian of Deep Halls.
Might you lend me any...
So now, not only do you have all of that customization with it, but you can also customize the title. Just like you can have a title, we can give our weapon, so it could be the weapon of whatever. You have just obtained your first title item. This can be used to apply titles to your legendary item, similar to how you would dye a piece of armor. Titles will modify a weapon's damage type, slayer qualities, and several other properties. So it's not just a title. It also applies other things. Weapons of such worth improve as they are used, Dizing. Only when they are wielded in battle can they achieve the true measure of their greatness. Equip the weapon and use it against worthy foes, and it will improve as you do. When it has achieved a high measure of worth, bring it to me, or the learned Dithlodian in Rivendell, and one of us will advise you on what must be done next. So we need to achieve the 10th level of advancement with your new weapon. So we're going to do that. I don't know. There we go. Let's go ahead and, so it's saying to select, so right now it's called the Minstrel Sword of the Third Age. We want to apply this title. This will apply the title Guardian of the Deep Halls. So we play, yes. So now we can see this is Minstrel Sword of the Third Age, Guardian of the Deep Halls. And did that give us any stats? Doesn't look like it did, even though it said it did. I don't know what that actually applied to it. You can also rename this thing. So we could name it Diz's Sword of Truth. Like that. And yeah. So that's very cool. And we, as we level it up, we'll be doing some more and more. You can also talk, well, no, we can't talk to the Relic Master yet. We'll have to do that at another time. All right, so we have to achieve 10th level with your new weapon. And so I think I'm going to do that off camera and just kind of level it up. It shouldn't take me too long to do. And then we'll come back to here and see what's next. Okay, so I'm here in Forshel, and I just killed one creature And we already got up to halfway through level 2 of this legendary item. Let's see what it has to say about it here on the little help screen. Your legendary item has gained its first level, and with that level, it has earned its first legendary points. You may spend those points to rank up the item's legacies. The item will continue to earn legendary points as it levels up. If you cannot afford to rank up the legacy you want to advance just now, keep leveling the item to earn more points. So let's take a look at that, and we can see we have available 10 points here and that shows that we've spent. So we can see, like, if we really wanted tactical damage, we would need to wait an extra level to do that. But let's say we wanted piercing cry. Which one is this? Piercing cry. So like I use that a lot, and it's one of my main spells. Call of Fate, Call of Orm, which is also, and Eardlin damage. Which one is that? I'm not for sure which one is Irindil damage. That's interesting. So let's say I went ahead and I wanted to do... Column Orm might be good because that one's my AoE. So I'm going to rank that up. Yes. And we can see it. Legend item. Okay, so we've just done that. You have just ranked up your first legacy. You will notice that your available legendary points has been decreased, and your spent points has increased to reflect the amount you have to spend, that you've spent. This allows you to keep track of your total points spent should you wish to refund everything during a reforge of your item. So every 10 levels, we get to reforge our item, and then we can basically get those back, reallocate them, and do that. So it's like not set in stone, but you can move them around later on. So it's kind of good to just go ahead and experiment with them, and then every 10 levels just reset them and try something else. So I'm going to keep on leveling until we get to level 10, unless another pop-up window comes up for some reason, but it shouldn't until we get to level 10. Okay, so we reached level 10, and it says every 10 levels, a legendary item will need to be reforged in order to unlock its further potential. Depending on the level and rarity of the item, you may be able to reach anywhere from level 30 to level 60. They are different depending on what max level they have. When you have reached its item's max level, whether 30, 40, 50, or 60, you will be able to reforge it one last time, even though the last reforge will not unlock further leveling potential. For items that can reach level 60, a scroll of delving can be used, add an additional 10 levels to that item, and you will be able to reforge it once again at level 70. So that's handy information to know, but that's much later in the game before you find an item that will be able to do that. So now that we've done that, we need to go back to here. We need to bring your new weapon to either Waffy or Dithilian in Rivendell, which actually I have a teleport to Rivendell, so probably head back there. Okay, so I'm back. I'm at Rivendell here, and well, you can't see it behind my head is where the forges are here. If you're familiar with Rivendell, you'll know where this is. And
The
here's
sorrows
Dithilian.
of the Eldar are
You have done
never-ending.
very well, Dizzying. Your weapon has advanced to an impressive level indeed.
Will you
Level
stay
10,
a
but
moment
okay.
and learn of my troubles?
Now that your weapon has reached the 10th level advancement, a Forge Master can reforge it for you, unmasking its hidden potential. Perhaps your weapon now harbors the strength to face certain creatures that lurk beneath the black pool. You should bring it to the Forge Masters for reforging, and mayhap your newly refurbished blade will at last be able to be at best the flesh of the cruel Watcher. So we're going to do that. Once a legendary receives enough experience, it can be reforged at the Forge Master. Reforging such a weapon reveals hidden potential. Okay, so we can go to the Forge Master.
Greetings,
And we can
traveler.
see now when we hit Reforge, which is one of the tabs here, we can see Diz's Sword of Truth is ready to be reforged. And let's reforge the item. And you can see you can select the legacy you would like to add to your item. So you get a choice every time you do this. So we can add -5 to Steel as Death cooldown or minor ballad damage. Okay, so I looked on my item. Steel as Death is a feign, so it allows you to basically pretend you're dead and make the enemy go away. I rarely use it. I do use minor ballads, so I'm going to go ahead and select that and add that onto my item. A new legacy has been added to this legendary item. So now whenever we go into our legendary items screen, we can see that now this is also part of it. You don't want to add too many on here. You kind of want to stack them after a while. If you had too many variations, then you're going to have a lot of places to, put your points, and that could be a little. You're just going to have some that aren't going to be used, and then that's kind of lacking. So you can stack them when you reforge it, so that there is that will help, and they'll increase these. You can see this is like a major tier, and where this is a minor ballad. So if you had like another minor ballad damage come up in reforging, then you could turn this into a major, I think is the way it works. I'm not exactly for sure on that, don't quote me, but it works similar to that. So now that we reforged it, all of our points have been refunded, so we have to basically go through and spend these points again. So I'll do like a bunch in here, put this up to like 11%, add a bunch there, put that up to like 12%, get some tactical damage in there, and if I have any remainders, I don't. And that's how I spent my points. And that was just real quick, because I know I'm going to reforge it again, so it doesn't really matter. And I'm going to be gaining points. So let's talk to Dithilian again.
The sorrows of the Eldar
That has
are
done it,
never
Dizzy.
ending.
The reforging of your weapon has revealed it to be very high quality indeed. You must return to Holland at once to show Rathwald, the dwarf, at the crumbling arch near Ekdunan, that you wield a great weapon. Surely it will give the dwarves of his company newfound hope. Go at once, friend. I deem this weapon has come forth to the very fibers of legend for this purpose. All right, so we're going to go back and talk and go back and see if we can defeat the monster in the filth now. Okay, I'm back after some time, and we're going to talk to Wrath and let him know that we've updated our item.
Perhaps there is still hope.
Welcome back, Dizzy. Did the weapon of the elder days prove worthwhile, or was it a fruitless chase? Rathwald's eyes widened in surprise. This weapon has become even more powerful in your hands. Surely now we have the strength to stand against the horror of the fetid pool.
Perhaps there is still hope.
This weapon may be what we need to drive off the Watcher of the Water and allow the dwarves to enter Moria. Speak to me when you are ready, and I will bring you with Bazi and Broger. They will be pleased to see there is hope again at last. All right, let's do this.
I hope you know what you're doing, friend.
Are you ready? I will bring you to Bazi so that he may be heartened by the mighty weapon that has returned from the depths of time. This may be the advantage we need to wreak vengeance upon the Watcher in the water for the death of Broen and the other claimed that day. This is a solo quest and cannot be included in a fellowship. Okay. Ooh.
Dire is the creature called the Watcher in the Water by the dwarves, an ancient evil called forth by the Dark Lord. Perhaps through the power of legend, a way can be seen past the terror.
Terror. All right. The foul creature that watches from within the depths of the pool will feel the sharp bite of your weapon and be afraid. Stride forth and teach it a lesson. It will be long in forgetting. Do this not just for the sake of Khazak Doom, but for the memory of Broen. Taken by the fell creature, my nephew deserved a better fate than to die at that thing's grasp. When you have driven off or slain the creature, we will be unopposed and may walk into Moria unhindered. One of my dwarves has gone ahead and scouted for the beast. Look for him and be watchful. Okay. So we're going to head on over here. I got an FPS counter somehow. I don't know how that happened. I'll just stick that up there for now. I don't know what the key binding is for that, but you'll also see I did reach level 46.
The shadow of Mordor will not long fill the halls of Khazad-dûm.
There are ripples in the water, but I do not see the beast. Be on your guard, for it may attack without warning, as unlucky Bruin learned at his peril. The beast returned! Look out! Gosh! Ow. But I am devastating it. Man, it's like, and the noise it makes is really like that slapping noise. It's rough on the ears. And more cack. Holy cow, this thing's huge. Need to do a healing. Another falls. Oh my gosh. It just keeps sucking them in. No longer will I cow to my grief. Nay, I will avenge my son in battle, and woe to the creature that took him from me. Show yourself. Do you think it's gone? Creature withdraws. No, come back. My vengeance is not yet satisfied. I cannot thank you enough for this, Dizing. Not only have you driven off the beasts that kept us out of Moria, but you have avenged my son as well. I will never forget your great service to me, and will always be in your debt and at your service. Rowan spoke often of combat and great heroics. He would have marveled at your battle with this fierce watcher. Boozy. We have done it. We have driven the Watcher from the doors of Durin, and now the dwarves of our expedition may pass into the mines of Moria. The weapons we found have proven the difference, friend. Yes, my dwarves have equipped themselves from the some cache, and the creature has learned to fear sharp bites of the iron garrison. You have avenged my nephew Broin as well, and all of the dwarves who have been lost to this creature. It retreats now through the dark passage. May its writhing, reeking arms never trouble us again. We must return now and tell the rest of the expedition what have accomplished, and we may now pass into the mines of Moria. And let's finally talk to Rathwald.
Perhaps there is still hope.
The rest of the dwarves have entered Moria in search for fortune, and we have you to thank for it all. So we get a new title, Seeker of Deep Places. Seeker of Deep Places. I don't know what that characteristic you have. I don't know what the difference between these two are. And we get a new hat. Very nice indeed.
We will reclaim the lost halls of Khazad-dûm.
Oh. And chapter 14, okay. Tulk is waiting to speak with you just inside the doors of Durin. You remember him, don't you? He is pleased that you have proven such a boon to the expedition and will be delighted to speak with you again. Okay. So we're going to accept that.
And so it was that the Iron Garrison passed the doors of Durin and entered the dark of Moria. But they were not the first to brave the mines, nor will they be the last.
Very cool indeed. No, does it actually drop me in Moria? No, it does not. It's right here at the Durin's door. We're gonna go ahead and go in here, but we're not gonna do much once we get in. I don't think. I really wanted this to be another episode. Okay, so we've crossed into Durin's threshold, and we get our first look at the entrance to Mines of Moria. So let's talk to Tulk real fast. I think this will wrap up this book, but we'll see.
Khazad-dûm awaits!
Hello, here we are inside of Khazad-dûm at last. There's a great deal to be done at the several camps we are establishing here, and you can help us to succeed at the mighty task before us. Bazi asked me to reward you for your leadership before the doors. Take this with our thanks and those of the entire Iron Garrison. So we get some legendary item experience. We can get a minstrel's songbook, which is another legendary item that we can slot, I think. Or slot into one of our legendary items. Yes, okay, good. That was the end of it. So if I do go into my inventory, I have to, we have to do the whole thing where we get it inspected, which doesn't...
The Lords of Moria have returned.
Doesn't look like there's any Forge Masters here or anything. So I'll have to do that back at Rivendell or something. So I'll put that in, and I'm going to go ahead and I'll probably go back. I'm probably going to go back to Forshul and maybe do the Eurasian region, but I'm not going to do those on camera. I'm going to wait until I'm level 50, so I'll be back at level 50 starting here in Moria. So I hope you're enjoying this series. If you are, make sure you hit that like button and leave any comments you may have. I know a lot of people aren't watching these, and that's okay. I'm doing this more for myself than anybody else. But if you're enjoying it, then all the better. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe. I have hit over 1,000 users or subscribers, but that doesn't mean you still can't be part of them. I really do appreciate every single one of the subscriptions. So until next time, bye.